Hello, my name is Martine and welcome to my presentation on health promotion. So this presentation will be split into three sections. We'll first identify 2 health promotion campaigns, and then we will summarise and evaluate 2 current health promotion models. And then we'll move on to discuss a health promotion activity that I've planned and designed. So, health promotion is a broad-ranging topic where at its core it involves educating and encouraging people to lead healthier lifestyles in order to prevent disease. There are a wide range of aims and strategies such as TV and social media ad campaigns which can target specific audiences as well as via a mass approach. And they can focus on areas such as mental well-being, diet, weight and physical health, physical activity, as well as smoking. So the first health promotion campaign that we'll look at is Stoptober. It's the annual health promotion campaign that runs every October. It has a mass approach to encourage as many people as possible to stop smoking by educating them on the dangers of smoking and the benefits of quitting. The campaign involves activities such as TV and social media campaigns, online forums, and a very popular app. So this campaign benefits the individual by offering them free ongoing support and resources to help them to stop smoking and sustain their efforts. It also reduces their risk of developing serious diseases, so therefore they're able to live healthier and longer lives. They make financial savings and experience an overall improvement to their health, as well as experiencing pride for quitting smoking. Now, society benefits by less people smoking, there's fewer diseases and therefore less diseases to treat. This results in less demand on healthcare services, and then they're also experiencing saving costs within healthcare. And this campaign results in a sense of togetherness. So with that shared goal, everyone will be more motivated to quit smoking. The next campaign we're going to look at is Think. Now this is led by the Department of Transport. So their campaign, Drink a Little, Risk a Lot, aims to reduce incidences of drink driving and to increase road safety awareness. The NHS reports that 70% of all drink driving collisions are caused by men, with about 20% approximately caused by 16 to 24-year-olds, and that's why this campaign is specifically aimed at young male drivers. So the individual benefits by having better road safety awareness. It protects not only their personal safety, but the safety of the public by them making better personal choices. They're better informed and knowledgeable about the laws and facts around drink driving and the impact and consequences that it can have on individuals as well as the society. Society will benefit as they'll see a reduction in drink driving accidents and deaths. So this means there'll be safer roads and improved public safety. This results in less pressure on emergency services. It also means that there will be a change in public opinion, making it clear that drink driving is unacceptable. So the first health promotion model we'll look at is the health belief model. So the health belief model is used to describe and predict health behaviours, to gain an understanding how people's health beliefs influence their behaviours. So it's based around 6 main perceptions. So the first one is perceived severity, how serious the person believes the threat to be. And perceived susceptibility, so they're more likely to make that behaviour change if they believe there's a real risk of them developing the illness. Perceived benefits, people need to see a benefit to making that change in behaviour. Perceived barriers, so any challenges or negative aspects like cost or time are likely to deter the individuals from making the change. The more difficult they believe it will be, the less likely they are to try. Self-efficacy, so one needs to believe that they have the ability to make the change, and this affects the likelihood of them taking action. Any cues to action are external factors such as seeing an ad or a health or a family member becoming ill. So these are likely to motivate the individual into actually taking action rather than just thinking about taking action. Now, the health belief model assumes that the individuals actually believe behaviour change is enough to prevent the health threat, and that they have the ability to make the necessary behaviour change by making rational decisions, by weighing up the advantages and disadvantages. However, emotions and old habits can make the decision-making process a little bit more complex. Although it has been successfully supplied in areas such as smoking cessation and vaccination programs, research has shown a link between COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy and perceived barriers and benefits. So those who had doubts and concerns about the safety of the vaccine and accessibility issues, they were more reluctant to take up the vaccine, whilst those who recognised its benefits were more likely to receive the vaccine. And so by organisations addressing these perceived barriers, they were able to develop strategies to encourage the vaccine uptake. So in this way, it's an effective way to influence personal behaviour changes and to encourage participation in health promotion activities. Now, at the core of ecological models is a reciprocal relationship between individuals and their environment and how they influence each other. According to Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory, behaviour is influenced within 5 environmental systems and by various factors such as intrapersonal, social, culture, community and policy factors. And they're all organised in order a structure that has the biggest impact on behaviour. So within the microsystem, you have the people and structures that are closest to the individual, with whom they spend the most time with. So that's family, friends and school. The meso is when a microstructure and a meso interact. So that may be parents being involved with the school life of their child. The exosystem involves external influences such as local governments, family and friends, which indirectly affect the individual. The macrosystem involves social and cultural norms, so beliefs around gender roles and family structures. And the chronosystem involves environmental changes that happen over the period of that individual's lifetime. So that may be starting school, changes to family structure like marriages and divorcing. So initiatives based on the ecological systems theory, they acknowledge that health isn't just influenced by the individual, but also by environmental and societal factors. And this holistic approach leads to sustainable health outcomes. Additionally, more complex issues can be addressed and reach a wider range of people. So to compare, the health belief model believes that individuals are influenced by beliefs and perceptions. It doesn't consider any social or societal factors, and it's best suited to specific target audiences, and they're generally more straightforward to organise. Whereas the ecological models explain that behaviour is influenced via multiple influences within multiple levels. It's better suited to a mass approach that can benefit whole communities in society, and normally involves more complex strategies which are more resource intensive, more time consuming to organise. So before we go on to discuss the health promotion activity that I've designed, we'll just go through some statistics. So NHS England reported that mental health issues within children is increasing for a number of reasons: the aftermath of COVID-19, increased social media use, and the societal shift around mental health. So open discussions about mental health are now encouraged. In 2023, approximately 20% of 8 to 16-year-olds had a probable mental disorder. And those living in families that experience financial difficulties were 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with a probable mental disorder. Research has also shown that there's a strong link between mental health and education. And so in 2023, education services were the most common sources used by children for advice and support. There are certain groups of children that are also more likely to experience mental health issues. So those with disabilities and those from ethnic minority backgrounds also those that identify as part of the LGBTQ community. But the Mental Health Foundation explains that children going to schools that look after the pupils' well-being and being part of a family that gets on well most of the time are all things that promote good mental well-being within children. And for this reason, this is why I've chosen a health promotion activity, which is a well-being after-school club that focuses on different topics within mental health, and it will follow the ecological systems theory. So this is my health promotion planning diagram. So first of all, I identified the needs. So this was through statistics, but it could also be done through discussions with healthcare professionals. And then I identified the target group and any key issues. So this can be done with questionnaires such as a strengths and difficulties questionnaire, which is answered by parents in order to gain an insight into the current state of the child's mental well-being and life at home. There can also be a questionnaire for children to complete. I then analysed any possible causes or contributory factors, such as health inequalities or being part of a low-income family. From that, a clear aim and objectives could be set, which I'll discuss in a moment. I then considered practicalities and identified any barriers and risks in implementation. So children may feel singled out or embarrassed and not want to engage with the activity. They may not have supportive parents or caregivers that can participate in the activities with them. So then I went on to consider any resources that were needed. So that would be a teacher, a free room every week, a TV to watch relevant YouTube videos on, stationery, paper, cups for drinking water and fruit, and a music player to play calming music. I then planned that it would take roughly 2 to 3 months to implement, just to allow enough time to collate and secure the resources needed. We then delivered the intervention. So this is going to be a 1-hour weekly after-school club, and the child for children aged 7 to 11 and those in receipt of free school meals, and they attend with their parent or caregiver or another family member. It's run termly, and every term new children attend. You then gather evidence for your evaluation, and I plan to evaluate the impact of the activities and map them against my set objectives. So the diagram shows that the health promotion planning activity can be illustrated in a cycle where the evaluation feeds back into the identification of needs, and that's because it can highlight any areas for improvement or any new issues that could also be addressed. So my aim of my activity is to provide and educate children on good mental well-being. The objectives will be to educate them on the impacts of what impacts mental health, so good and bad, for them to recognise the signs when their mental health may be suffering and how and whom to ask for help. They'll learn self-help techniques for managing difficult emotions, and then to educate and encourage parents to take an active role and collaborate with school in supporting their children to look after their mental well-being. So here in my first diagram, you have the health promotion leaflet I designed. So this will be included in a school newsletter, on a school website, or given with a letter for children to take home. Teachers can also personally invite those children and at higher risk of developing mental health issues, so those from ethnic backgrounds, for example. So diagram 2 is the Recognising Emotions worksheet. So week 1 of the After School Club is about recognising emotions. So children and parents work together to complete this worksheet and draw their emotions they're feeling and as to why and what caused them to feel that way. This also enables the parents or caregivers to gain an insight into the child's emotions. They'll discuss in pairs what they can do when they feel that way and then share their ideas with the group. So this provides reassurance to the children that their feelings are normal and gives examples and new ideas of how they can manage different emotions. The teacher can also model self-help techniques such as breathing techniques. They'll then go on to learn about journaling, which a teacher will explain and show them an example of. They'll be given their own journal to decorate and then take home to complete every day and then review each week back in the next weekly session. Future sessions can be based on what the child say they need as support from their family. It could be spending more time together, but money may be an issue. One of the sessions could be the group mind mapping low cost or free activities to do with their family, or learning new games to play. They can plan a meal on a budget, and the child can do the shopping list and go to the shop with their caregiver, buy the ingredients and cook that meal, and take photos to share with the group the following week. The Wellbeing After School Club activities and resources that I've planned and designed align with the ecological systems theory, as they address the various issues within those 5 environmental systems. So within the microsystem, the activity takes place at school, where participation is from the parents also. So the adults model the appropriate behaviour, and the children learn healthy behaviours, and the activities strengthen the bonds amongst the children and with their teachers and parent and caregivers. So the meso system involves that parent participation, which reinforces the child support network. The exosystem can involve guest speakers and workshops from other healthcare professionals like art therapists. The macro system can revolve around group work and discussions that promote shared mental health values in order to reduce that stigma. The chronosystem, so this will involve those ongoing weekly sessions that will make a sustained impact over time, and they can address any changes that the child experiences, such as puberty or changes to their family structures, such as parents getting married or even getting divorced. And then we move on to evaluation. So all activities and resources will need to be evaluated in order to confirm if they were successful in meeting any objectives that I set. And they will also highlight any improvements that may be needed for future health promotion activities. I'll create an evaluation plan. I'll need to consider who will use the data, just that school or shared amongst other schools and with local authorities, perhaps for future expansion. There can be more questionnaires, such as another strengths and difficulties questionnaire with follow-up questions, such as, has the health promotion reduced the problem? Has it helped in any other ways? The children's journals will be reviewed each week, and the child can share what did and didn't work well. Did they use any of the techniques or information they learned at the club? Again, at the end of term, do they feel more confident in being able to manage their mental well-being? So to summarise, we've learnt that health promotion is about encouraging and educating people to lead healthy lifestyles in order to prevent disease. And there's various health promotion models, such as the health belief model and the ecological systems theory. In order to organise a health promotion activity, various factors need to be considered. Identification of needs, the target audience, any practicalities and barriers or risks to implementation. And of course, finally, evaluation is key in order to determine the effectiveness of that health promotion activity. My name is Martine, and thank you for watching my presentation.